it's Daz, and I want to talk about vortexes in nature. I worked in Sedona nearly 2 weeks ago now, and it was a beautiful place. I've been there once before, passing through. Didn't really spend a lot of time. I'm not necessarily into all the superstition, but I did decide to visit the 4 major vortexes: the Airport Mesa, Boynton Canyon, Bell Rock, and Cathedral Rock, as well as Church of the Holy Cross. And a lot of the mysticism around places like Sedona is this ideal of vortexes and all this energy. Places like Mount Shasta, Stonehenge, and others are said to be areas where ley lines intersect and they form a perfect area of energy. So a lot of times when we talk about areas and them being charged with energy, people often think of negative things like haunted houses and portals for the gates of hell or something like that. But vortexes in nature like this are simply kind of think of a human body where we are seeking health constantly. And when we see a really healthy person, one thing they have is a lot of energy. But it's hard when you look at a person to point to an area on their body where the energy they have is stored. In a way, the earth is seen as a living organism, and it has areas where the energy is more abundant, and it kind of manifests in that area being beautiful or even having land or structures that are almost otherworldly. Sometimes the ancients knew this, so they built things such as architecture, pyramids, stone monuments to commemorate that. But places like Sedona or Mount Shasta, they're natural. Like, no one built a structure to make it that special place. I mean, now you have a lot of places that they've built because of it, like the Church of the Holy Cross, but overall the land itself. And I like hiking. It's one of my hobbies I've developed over the last 5 years. I like seeing nature and beauty. I thought it would be fun to hike a lot of the quote-unquote vortexes. They had a lot of trails that are intermediate, and I even climbed a little bit, did a little rock climbing on amateur level, and it was just very peaceful and serene. I've driven past Mount Shasta on the side of I-5 on my way to Sacramento from Portland, so as you can imagine, it's not necessarily the same experience if I were backpacking or hiking through it or stopping. But just the beauty of Mount Shasta alone was so magnificent. And when I stared at that volcano in particular, because there's other volcanoes that surround it from the side of I-5, I felt just this warmth in my chest. Like a hand just touched it, and I just felt peace. And that's kind of what I felt the first time I visited Sedona with my brother. We passed through, we decided to spend the night. I was laying in bed, and I just felt this wave of warm energy creep up my spine and then touch the top of my head. The reason I came back a year later was not because I was trying to visit again, even though I wanted to, but my job had me there helping out at one of the hospitals, and they just happened to put me there by myself. So it gave me an opportunity to not only work there, but eat there, spend time there, and I really loved that little community. But I do believe that there are spots that definitely are areas that have certain energies to them. Are they portals to Hollow Earth or to Agartha or to interdimensional things, or can you time travel? I don't necessarily know, but what I do know is that there are a lot of wonders out there, the same way like we have mounds that natives built, and a lot of our ancient ancestors knew things that we did not. I also want to say, this is off topic, if you watched my video that I just did on the Northern Lights and the whole blocking celebrities, I forgot to mention that they're choosing to block these people. So whether they follow them or never follow them, and by them losing followers, it's causing a lot of damage. Like, I think Kim Kardashian lost 3 million followers, and it's interesting just to see the way the youth chooses to take their stance. But getting back to the topic of vortexes, I find it fascinating. Let me know if you've been to Sedona, Mount Shasta, Machu Picchu, or anywhere where people say it's an area of great energy. I've done videos in the past, many moons ago, about ley lines and portals, and I do believe that we do have these ley lines or portals, kind of like roads for the supernatural. I used to be a little more fearful in the past about some of this stuff. Now I have a more neutral view on a lot of this, and I'd like to know what you think about it. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you found this video interesting and informative. Take care. God bless. Until next time.